Alright, so in today's video I want to focus on how to save money. And if you guys have any suggestions, go in that comment section, leave your suggestions, go in that comment section, find other people's suggestions. But here are 3 things that I personally do to save money. And the first one is I take $10 out of every check and I set it aside. Every time I get paid, I take $10, I set it aside, and then most people get paid every 2 weeks. So at the end of the year, you should have $260 saved up. So in 4 years, you'll have over $1,000 to do whatever you want with, right? And so $10 is not a lot of money. Yes, you'll notice it at first, but give it 6-7 months and you'll not even notice it anymore. And there's a lot of experts that are like, oh, just buy 2 less cups of coffee or do that. No, pay yourself before you pay anyone else. This is your money. You worked for it. You earned it. Pay yourself before you pay the bill people, before you pay the people at the grocery store, before you pay the people at the restaurants, before you pay anybody. Pay yourself $10, set it aside, and then just accumulate a savings, and then over time you will have a bunch of money saved, right? If you can save $20 a paycheck, which is hard sometimes. Sometimes $20 is hard to save because at the end of the year, that's $520, right? You notice $520 gone, okay? $260 is a lot of money, but spread out over a course of a year, it's not that bad. $520 even spread out over a year is still a lot of money, and you will notice it. But in 2 years, you'll have over $1,000 saved. And so $20 a check is all it takes, and you can have a really good savings, and you can save quite a lot of money just by disciplining yourself to paying yourself before you pay anybody else. Okay, so that's my first tip. My second tip is a lot of people take that money and they go on vacation, or I buy board games or video games or a game console or a laptop, or they invest in things that bring them joy, which is important. I'm not saying don't do that. I have overindulged in board games. But one way to think of it is if you take that money and you buy something like a fluke meter, right? A multimeter is something that electricians use to test outlets, test current, test continuity. There's a lot of things that this can do. And by owning this, yes, this one is very expensive. There's a cheaper fluke meter. I think it's around $70. I will link it in the description box down below, the cheaper one, not this one. But you buy yourself a fluke meter or a multimeter, and now if your outlet breaks, you can test it yourself. You don't have to call an electrician and spend your money, give them your money, right? You can do it yourself. And so yes, an electrician might come out and charge you $100 to swap out an outlet or figure out what a problem is. But if you spend $70 on a meter, yes, you're only saving $30, but you're saving $30. That's $30 you're keeping in the bank instead of giving it to someone else. On top of that, every single time you use this, every time a light starts flickering, and you're able to test it and see what's wrong with it, every time a light switch stops working, you can test it and figure it out. Every time an outlet gets messed up, you can test it. Every single time you use this, that's $100 you're saving. That's $100 staying in your savings account or your bank account rather than giving it away to somebody else. And then there's a lot of things that you can get, even like an OBD2 scanner, okay? This hooks up into your car, and then it tells you why your check engine light's on, and you can do live data, you can see what's going on. And so sometimes the only thing wrong with your vehicle, the reason the check engine light's on, is because you forgot to tighten your gas cap, right? You can go to a mechanic, the mechanic's gonna charge you $50 to $100 to diagnose your project or your problem, or you can buy one of these. Now this one is quite expensive, but it does a lot of things. I'll link to this one and I'll link to a cheaper one as well. But you buy one of these and now you plug it in because your check engine light's on, and oh, it's the gas cap. You go and you tighten the gas cap, problem goes away. You spent $0 extra. right? $0 extra. You fix the problem and you don't have to give your money to somebody else. Next time, all right, check engine light, gas cap. You go and you tighten it. It's tight. It's still same problem. Well, the seal on the gas cap must be bad. You go spend $10 on the gas cap, replace it, problem solved. You're spending $10 instead of $50 to $100, right? That's money that you're saving because it's staying in your account rather than giving it to somebody else. Now, same thing with like a drain snake. A good drain snake, I think the one that we have cost us about $70. We actually have two because I didn't like the one, but the one that I like was $70. And we were able to fix the plumbing and fix the problem ourselves because of that $70. And again, a plumber's going to charge you $100+ to come out, check everything, and as gas prices go up, it's going to cost him a lot more to get to your home, which increases the price. As the price of products go up, his charges go up. And so even though you're not putting money in the bank, you're not taking the money and putting it in the bank, the ability to save money by keeping it there, right? Keeping it in the bank instead of giving it to other people really comes in handy. Every time I don't call a plumber, I'm saving $100. Every time I don't call an electrician, I'm saving $100. Every time I don't go to the mechanic, I'm saving $100. And that $100 every single time I have a problem adds up so much over time. We've saved, I don't know how much money. I have a more expensive scan tool, like I have like a professional scan tool. And so like my vehicle, it wasn't running right. The check engine light wasn't on, but you could tell that it was misfiring. It wasn't running quite right. And so I hooked up my scan tool. I found that there was a misfire on cylinder 6. It wasn't a big deal. Like I said, it wasn't even bad enough to trip the check engine light, but I could tell something was wrong. I found the problem. There was a misfire on cylinder 6. I took the coil out of cylinder 6, put it on cylinder 2, because cylinder 2 is a lot easier to get to, and hooked up the scan tool again, and then all of a sudden cylinder 2 started having a misfire. Well, I changed that coil, which changed the problem, and so that coil cost me $25. Okay, I put a new coil in, problem solved, everything's running right, and what that did is it allowed me the opportunity to fix a little problem before it turned into a big problem. I have a little problem that cost me a little bit amount of money. If I would have let it get worse and worse and worse and wear and wear and wear and tear and tear and tear, it would turn into a bigger problem, and bigger problems cost more money, right? And so being able to diagnose these things, being able to fix these things while they're little problems is going to save you a lot of money. And then the third thing that I have for you is not only can you use these tools to keep what you have good and not spend your money paying other people to fix things, but it allows you to save money in the sense of I don't need to buy a brand new couch. I can buy a $100 couch. Somebody gave us this couch because it was broken and they didn't want to deal with it. And so we had to pick it up. I had my tools, I had my knowledge, I was confident I could fix it, and I was able to fix it. And now we have a really nice couch that we didn't pay anything for. We saved a lot of money just fixing things ourselves. My vehicle was $3,000, right? I don't need a brand new $10,000 car, a newish $10,000 car. I can get a $3,000 car because I'm confident and I have the tools to fix it myself. And so we have saved a ton of money, an astronomical amount of money, just not having to buy new, not having to buy something that already works, not having to buy something that's already perfect and put together. I can buy used. I can buy things that are secondhand. I can save money not buying brand new because I have the confidence that I can make something that I've bought for very cheap, I can make it as good as new. And so having the knowledge, having the tools, having the things you need to accomplish these things will save you so much money. It'll keep what you have good. It'll keep you from having to buy top tier, top notch, most expensive, right? And so by taking that savings and spending it on tools and spending it on things that are going to save you money instead of cost you money, you end up keeping a lot more of that cash in the bank and not in the hands of everybody else. So again, in that comment section, let me know what are your tips and tricks for saving money. I'm always eager to learn more, especially the way things are right now. Saving money is a big deal, especially in this household. And so leave your tips, leave your knowledge in that comment section, and I cannot wait to see you on my next video.